And welcome back, everybody. So, as I mentioned, today is Ida Hobbit, and it's a day that we take once a year to have a really close look at what it is that the LGBTIQA plus community has to go through. We find that people within the community have been facing discrimination for a very, very long time. I mean, back in the 70s and 80s, it was illegal to be gay. And here in WA and throughout most of Australia. And it's only really been recently that we've had the right to express ourselves and even to marry people or love people who are like us. So we have made a lot of progress. However, in recent years, things have actually been getting worse. Most people who follow US politics and UK politics will see that there is a huge amount of, in particular, transphobia happening around the world. We have in America, they're trying to pass laws that are criminalising a lot of things, that are blocking people from getting access. In fact, we even had Donald Trump announce that being transgender or pro-transgender basically meant you were part of a terrorist group. And pretty much he said that they would kill us. And you can't get much more discrimination than that. We also have seen, even just here in the last 2 days, here in Australia, a spike in discrimination against trans people. We had on Friday, there was a court case. I'm not sure if people have been following it, but the Giggle versus Tiggle court case, where a trans woman was excluded from being able to join a lesbian service, dating service, and that was taken to court. And the original case was one in favour of the trans person, that they were being indirectly discriminated against, and the owners of the app, with support from American anti-trans groups, was appealing that ruling. And just on Friday, the appeal came through, and it not only upheld the original ruling saying that the trans person had a right to have access, the same as any other woman, it actually upgraded it to finding of 2 counts of direct discrimination, which was a great outcome for the transgender and wider LGBT community, because it upheld the fact that your gender identity is a protected characteristic in Australia, and you cannot just discriminate against somebody because they are trans. However, what that has done is all of the anti-trans groups and also the right-wing and conservative political parties have now come out and are attacking trans people in particular. We have seen that a member of the National Party is going to put forward a bill to change the Sex Discrimination Act. That's a private member's bill. But we've also seen the leader of the Liberal Party state that it is the Liberal Party's top priority to amend the Sex Discrimination Bill and basically allow discrimination against transgender people. And really that translates to transgender women, because that's who they are attacking at the moment. So they're basically saying they want to change the law to allow discrimination against transgender women. Now, it's pretty shocking when you consider that they are stating that is their top priority. So that's above the budget, that's above housing, that's above people with disabilities. So it is their top priority to attack trans women. So that is basically discrimination. That is what Ida Hobbit is about calling out and about at stopping, basically. We're trying to stop. Now, I have nothing against any political party as long as they don't attack our community, but that is what is happening at the moment through most of the right wing and conservative parties. And it's going to be a really hard time in this next 2 years leading up to the federal election for people in our community. So, what I want people to have a real good think about is look around to see where you see that active discrimination against anybody in the LGBTIQA plus community and also the wider community, people with disabilities, multicultural people. We're seeing a lot of discrimination being focused against immigrants at the moment, against wider multicultural community. We're seeing a lot of discrimination against the disabled community, against Aboriginal people. And it's really a time we need to call out when we see it, whether it's in person or online, because it's not acceptable. People have a right to be who they are, whether it is your sexuality, whether it is your gender, whether it is your race, whether it is your religion. You have a right to live in peace and not be discriminated against. So we'll go through a couple more songs now and then I'll come back. But remember, if you have got a message that you would like to send through, please send it through on our text line of 0440 133 885 or through my Facebook page, Beyond Labels with Jeannie. And we'll come back after a couple of songs. You're listening to Beyond Labels with Jeannie.